Is God currently asking you to do something that sounds just crazy? Like you're like, this is not making no sense, and you are trying to make it make sense, and it's not making sense. That was me. A few years ago, maybe 15 years ago, I put together a conference with two of my friends. We called it Healing the Heart Conference. And we started with a room of 50 people. We're like, we think 50 people might come. And then we felt in our spirit that we could be bolder. We should take a room that will sit 500 people. We should dream big. And we took that room. We were paying out of pocket. The conference was free. And we had a choir. We had speakers. We made it 2 days. And on day one, less than 10 people showed up. And the majority of the people were people my mom brought. On day two, I think we had like 6 people. And that broke up the group. Because what happened when the thing God has asked you to do didn't pan out the way you thought it was going to pan out? Because I thought we were going to have at least 300 people. There was no way that he took his time and told us to do this conference for no 8 people. We had more people showing up on our prayer line every week. We had about 30 people showing up every week, 40 people sometimes. To get 10 people was heartbreaking, was the thing that kept me, if I'm honest, playing small for a long time and deciding that I ain't doing big events because I learned my mistake. That's the thing. That's one of the things that almost derailed me. But what's interesting about that thing is when the other 2 people left, I stayed by myself. I stayed on running the prayer line for some years, and that prayer line led to retreats. Because somebody on that prayer line said we should meet. And I heard this Holy Spirit say, y'all should do a retreat. And I put together our first retreat, and then the second and the third. And I think it was about at my 4th retreat that one of the guest speakers said, Sandra, this is what you do? I am so shocked, because she knew me. And she was like, I had no idea you're a coach. And I was like, what is a coach? I went and Google. I said, wait a minute. Is that what they make? There are people that are getting paid to do what I've always done. So I want you to understand, right? That crazy idea to do a 2-day conference when you've never done a conference before and bring and doing 500 people. Listen, we could have, now I don't know if this story needed us to have 500 seats, but I think that there was a visual about being in a room a ballroom that sits 500 people and having 8 people in there that broke us. I think if it was just 50 people like it was a 50-seater, it wouldn't have felt as empty, right? And so I'm here to tell you that there are things that God is probably going to tell you to do. That sounds crazy, and you may not get the outcome you think you're going to get, or maybe he already told you to do it and you listened and you didn't get the outcome. Hear me when I tell you that all things work together, that one moment does not define you, that he's not done with you yet, that you didn't, because sometimes I was like, maybe I don't hear God, right? Maybe I didn't hear him because surely he didn't want me to be embarrassed. What I didn't realize is it was on purpose, that I was walking on purpose. And I want to tell you, too many people do polls. God tell you to do something, you start calling folks. Oh, what do you think? Do you think I should do a conference? Do you think I should start a business? Do you think? They don't get a say. When God has told you to do something, they don't really get a say. Your purpose is not up for debate. And so we want to make sure, right, that when we hear from him, that we are obedient. Now, something that on a daily basis, right? Because he's been telling me to do these daily series for a few years now. And it took me up till now, right? And so I'm not coming on here acting like I just be jumping. But I'm changing that because there is timing. There's divine timing. There's divine provision that's attached to a specific season. So be encouraged. The last time may not have worked out the way you wanted it to work out, but don't count it out. Don't count you out, because you're still very much in the running. You're still very much loved by God, and you are still very much in purpose. Okay? All right. Bye.